So growing up, I did later get into some larger companies that were a little bit more established and didn't have cocaine in the center console in their trucks. Anyway, I went to school for, in high school, I took air conditioning classes, and then I went to college for finance. I went to Brigham Young University and got my degree in finance there. And I got out thinking I was going to, into finance. I realized I hated it. And so I went and worked at a law office for a while. I hated that even worse. And I ended up back in this industry. The truth is I spent a lot of time trying to get away from it, but I really love this industry. Now I understand. I get excited every morning. I wake up and think about how we're going to beat our competitors, what we're going to do, and how we're going to get better, and I just get totally excited about it. I've worked with a lot of really amazing entrepreneurs. Tommy Mello is awesome from A1 Garage Door. Sold his company for hundreds of millions of dollars. He only sold half of it and got hundreds of millions of dollars. And now he's still working now today to continue to grow it. He still owns about half the company. Ishmael Valdez sold for over $100 million. And I helped him in selling his business. And when I look at those people, I mean, like Tommy, I really look up to Tommy and the stuff that he did. And when I look at those people that have done those things, and all of them, I notice a common trait, which is they don't see money as this thing that they get to, especially Tommy. He doesn't see money as something that he wants more of so that he can get a flashier car or a bigger house or whatever else. He has those things now, but when we were working and talking together, he was living in a 3-bedroom apartment and he couldn't care less. The funny thing is he owned the whole complex. He owned the whole apartment complex. He owned multiple multi-million-dollar houses, and he was renting them all out, and he was living in a 3-bedroom apartment when we were getting ready to sell the business. And I noticed with a lot of these entrepreneurs, the cash in the bank account is it's a scoreboard. And the entrepreneurial day-to-day is basically like a football game. And in the football game, you look at the scoreboard to see how you're doing. But even if the game is over and the scoreboard goes back to 0, you got to wake up the next day to have your next football game. You're still excited to play football. And I've really realized it took a while in my life to get to the point where I really get excited about winning and seeing that scoreboard go up, but it's not the driving factor in my life. I went through a divorce and lost almost all the money. And I just said, hey, just take it. And that way we can just be done with this and I'll do it again. And at first it was scary, but the reality was I was so excited to be able to do it again. And I did. And I really enjoy that race. I like that hustle. I enjoy figuring out ways to win over and over and over again. And it makes me smile. And I like talking to other people about their doing and what they're doing. People say, well, yeah, but you shouldn't talk about money in front of people. It makes them uncomfortable and it makes you sound arrogant and everything else. All the people that I know that don't talk about money are usually pretty broke, or they inherited it from somebody, so they don't know how to make it, so they get uncomfortable talking about it. I think we should be talking about money. I think we should be talking about it with our kids. I think we should be talking about the wins, the losses. The group of entrepreneurs that I hang out with Aaron Gaynor and Chad Peterman and Chris Hoffman and those guys and Ishmael Valdez and Tommy, they all have $100 million businesses or had them if they sold them. And they all talk about money on a daily basis, but they talk about things that the wins and the losses. We don't get embarrassed about saying, yeah, I got crushed last month and we lost, $1 million in a month. That's just fine. We talk about that kind of stuff all the time because your net worth monetarily is not about your personal net worth. It's not about your personal value. It's just the scoreboard. And so you talk about what did you do wrong? What did you do right? How are things going? And, we share ideas with each other about what's going on. If you get uncomfortable talking about money, then you're probably going to be broke. That's the truth of the matter. It's literally just a tool. And you want to be able to use that tool to be able to do great things in this world and in this life, and get excited about things and make a big impact. It's not something to be ashamed of or, whatever. It's just a tool. So that's a little bit about my story. I enjoy the hunt. I enjoy all that stuff. My hobbies are basically just woodworking and reading and that kind of stuff, and hanging out with friends. But honestly, my business is my biggest hobby. I get so excited about them, and I can't wait to just get up and do something the next day to continue to grow it. I've really spent a lot of time thinking about what I'm going to do longer term. I'm selling my largest business at the end of this year, and we're going to market probably in August or September of 2025. And I've had to think about what I'm going to do next. And the truth is, I'm probably going to roll a lot of equity, so I want Lee's to continue to grow and develop. And so I'll have work there, but I want to spend time teaching people about this industry and getting people excited about this industry. I want this industry to be a place where, right now, no one in the elementary school, when they ask kids, what do you want to do when you grow up? No one says, I want to be a plumber or an air conditioning technician. I want to change that. I want people to, have it be an admirable profession that people want to get into and get excited about. And the only way to do that is to help this industry become better. And working at ServiceTitan and things like that with that software has made things pretty cool and allowed companies to become more efficient and pay their employees more. And I think if we continue to do that and make this industry better, where people make more money and have more solid jobs and better benefits and everything else, people are going to get more excited about working in this industry. And I want to help get it to that spot. I want to continue to help this industry grow and develop and feel like I'm part of an industry that people are really excited about.